What's up, guys? The Suicide Fox coming at you with another Escapist 2 Day 1 Escape speedrun. We are on Rattlesnake Springs, and this is the Zip It Up Escape. For this escape, you're going to need a dowel, you're going to need a bolt, you're going to need a string, and then you're going to need 2 timbers and 2 tubes of glue. And then you're also going to have to build 70 intelligence, which is probably the most time-consuming part of the escape. Now, the dowel or the bolts, one of them should almost always spawn in one of the desks or possibly in one of the shops. The other item will spawn usually in a specific desk on the north side of the prison. The one I'm going to show you has the highest chance of having one or both of those items. So if you can't find them, then just go to where I'm going to show you at the end of the run to get the items that you need. The dowel, I know specifically, has a very low spawn rate, and I think Team 17 has said that they are looking into ways to adjust that. So hopefully in the future it might be a bit easier. I'm just going to go to roll call here and go back to checking the desk because I want to make sure that I get, if there's any timbers or anything, I want to make sure I get them because those are going to be incredibly valuable. So right there I'm going to find a timber. I believe I have one of the timbers and one of the bolts. And we're going to find most of the items, I believe, in the desks around here. There's 1 tube of glue. We're going to need 2, though, because you have to craft the first part of the bow, the second part of the bow, and then the bow itself, which is why you need the 2 tubes of glue. And then right there, I'm going to find the string and the other timbers. So right now, I'm just going to head back to my desk and stash all these items, and then we're going to go over and start reading to build our intelligence all the way up to 70. Now, I was pretty lucky in that I found all those items in the main desks here, but there are a lot of desks floating around outside of the prison, the inmate cells. So if you can't find anything in the inmate desks, be sure to check around the rest of the prison because there are quite a few desks that are not inmate desks. So we're just going to come over here and we're going to start reading. And this is the boring part, reading. Now, if you're really good at reading, you can get about 15 intelligence per thing. I average about 13 because I usually screw up at least once or twice. But if you do it perfectly, if you're just a master at reading, then you can probably get a bit faster. Now, in order to refresh my stamina, once my stamina runs out, we're going to go over to the medic room and take a nap because that is the fastest way to refresh your stamina other than having a soda or an energy drink, which the sodas you can usually find in the inmate desk, but the energy drink is almost always only carried by the guards. So if you want to take the risk and beat up a guard, you can try and do that and get his stuff, but then you're probably going to have someone come after you, which might slow you down just a little bit. So we're going to be sleeping, and I'm just checking my stats and making sure that my stamina is all the way up. We're going to come back over and we're going to go back to reading, guys. We're going to go back to reading. We love to read. We love reading. You know, I love reading. The only books I have really read, honestly, in the past 10 years is the Harry Potter books. Those are the only books that I've really found myself like, oh my god, I have to read these books because they were just amazing. And the movies are great too. I love the movies, and everyone's like, oh, the movie's better, the books are better. I think they were both great. Though I was a little disappointed with the final movie because they cut out some pretty important stuff regarding the Deathly Hallows. But that's okay. I can understand why they would do that for simplicity of storytelling and whatnot. I could really use a rest, so we're going to go back over and we're going to rest up a bit. Again, this is kind of a pretty boring run, but it is pretty easy to do as long as you have all the items that you need. You can pretty much do this without getting in any trouble, except for the very end when we beat up a guard and take his key. So we're going to need to, once we get all our stuff together, we're going to have to find one of the guards with the red key, which on my list was, I figured out it was guards 1, 2, 8, and 15. Those are the guards with the red key. You might need to finagle around. I'm not quite sure how the guards work yet with the keys. It seems to work by the number of the guard, and that's what I've been going by, and I usually keep my roster. I don't change my roster, so that way I have the same guards almost for every prison. So that way I know that, you know, Officer Bonin has the blue key, Officer Mac has the red key, etc., etc. Otherwise, it kind of gets really confusing. We're gonna get a little bit of heat from that guard there, but that's okay. We don't want too much heat because we want to maximize our reading output here, because if you get beat up or anything, then that's going to slow you down, and we don't want that. So we want to be a good boy and read to one more. So now we're going to head back to our room, and we're going to collect all the items and make our escape here. I'm just really quick checking that shop just to see if he had a dowel, because if he did, I might have gone and tried to get the money for it. Just because doing what I'm about to do is kind of risky. This is kind of like a, if you don't do it right, you can pretty much completely screw yourself. So you have to be really careful what you're doing, and if you're craft, you know, you want to craft the items before you move out, because you can only hold so many items. So if you can craft one of the two items before you move out, then you should be set. Now right here, I was thinking, like, did I have 2 bolts? Did I have 3 bolts? I was a little confused by myself, because apparently I must have found a second bolt somewhere. I'm not quite sure where. But we're gonna go through, and we're gonna. I'm just kind of like losing it a little bit here, going, wait, did I have another bolt? I don't think I had another bolt. So right there, we have the first half of the bow, and we're gonna go up and find the dowel and get the second half of the bow. So to do this part that I'm about to do, you want to make sure that you're on the second floor inside. If you do it outside, you will get shot at. Right there, I completely forgot that that was there, but that's okay, because the way that the contraband detectors work is they'll trigger, you'll get full heat, and then the guard will come over and take a look at it. I was kind of hoping that it was going to be one of the guards with the red key, but it was not. So right now I'm just kind of hunting around for the guard with the red key to see if I can find him, because we want to beat him up and take his stuff. Now, if you guys watch some of my other videos, my Cougar Creek escapes and all that kind of stuff, you'll know that you can pretty much take on all the guards in a one-on-one situation. If you get ganged up, you know, they gang up on you, that's when you want to kind of book it. But right here, we're going to take the red key, and we're going to make our way through these doors right here. And as soon as we go through the red door, I'm going to drop the key. Right there, I kind of got lucky in the fact that he didn't take a swing at me right away. I could have really screwed myself here, in that he could have killed me. I do take the soda just to refresh my stamina. And then you're going to come up to this desk specifically. Will almost always have a dowel or a bolt, or both, as you guys can see right there. So once I get that, I'm going to go and I'm going to craft the bow head, and then we're going to go and craft the full bow. Now, we are in a lockdown right now, but that's okay, because I do not have the red key. As long as you don't have the key on you, the dogs won't come near you. You will get full heat, but you don't want the key on you, because those dogs will maul you to death, and you don't want that. So once we do that, we're just going to come all the way up here, and then you come over to where this little rope is hanging, and make sure you have the item equipped, and then you just do your escape. And we're going to slide our way out of here. And how no one saw this rope or saw me doing this or any of that, I couldn't tell you. And how I was able to not die from hitting the wall, again, I couldn't tell you. But it's a cartoon, it's a video game, that's how things are. And we're gonna escape in one day, guys. So that's how you do a one-day escape for Zip It Up on Rattlesnake Springs. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to leave it a like, comment, share it, all that good stuff. And if you enjoy my content, you want to see more of me play, be sure to subscribe to my channel, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace out.